Hi, and welcome to Woodall Construction Services. Today we will be showing you the steps, techniques, and the application process of installing Venetian plaster. Venetian plaster is a very unique and customizable product. Venetian plaster is an architectural wall finish, and when applied by an artist will have a lot of depth and dimension. A decorative wall with Venetian plaster will definitely provide a very noticeable focal point in your room or your home. Today we will be looking at two different walls with two different test areas using two different colors. It's important to start with a smooth wall. If your wall is not smooth, if it's a textured wall, the texture will need to have an application of drywall mud applied in order to prepare the wall properly for Venetian plaster. Before we get started with our first application on our first wall, we need to make sure that the ceiling is protected and taped off, the trim needs to be taped off also, and the floors need to be protected. Let's get started with our first application of Venetian plaster. We have just finished our first coat of plaster for this wall. Drying times vary, but typically after you apply Venetian plaster to a couple of walls, you can go back and start at your beginning location and start your second coat. The second coat is underway and it's adding another layer of depth and character with each stroke that's applied. Burnishing is one of the final applications applied to a Venetian plaster wall. Burnishing gives the plaster that polished look and feel. With the proper product selection and the proper amount of burnishing, you can achieve a very highly polished wall. Let's move on to our second wall. Our second wall will have a gray base coat and will be topped with a metallic plaster. This decorative architectural plaster coating will reflect the light very well. It will produce a very beautiful and reflective stone-like and marble-like patterns. Let's get started with the first application. We're ready to start our second coat. At this point you can see the light starting to reflect off the plaster product, and with the second coat it's going to enhance the plaster with each stroke of the trowel. This completes our second coat of plaster. With our first example, we burnished the wall to give the wall that polished look and feel. With this example, we will apply a little bit of wax. The wax will give a similar appearance as the burnishing process. The wax application has been completed, and as you can see, it gives the wall a very vibrant and dynamic appearance. Burnishing the wall and waxing the wall have very similar effects. Burnishing and waxing can be used together. It's important to burnish the wall first and then apply the wax. The wax will give the wall some additional protection in high traffic areas. Thank you for watching our example of Venetian plaster. I hope it has been very helpful and informative for you. If you have any questions or comments or would like to request a quote, please give us a call or send us an email. Thank you from Woodall Construction Services for watching this Venetian plaster presentation.